Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it because we are joined by the one, the only Brandi Marshall.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And you are coming to us. You are in the vault at the O Group offices.
Yep. Right here in the vault where all the magic happens.
I love it. I mean, listen, the office is gorgeous, but any office that has a vault, you know you're in for the real deal,
Right?
right?
Really cool.
Well, listen, congratulations. I mean, season two dropped a few weeks ago. It's been watched. I mean, it's just such a success again. So, congratulations on that.
Thank
How does
you.
that feel?
Thank you. It feels crazy because it's like it happens, you guys get to see it way after it happened. So then you almost not forget, but like that's just like another job that you do that you forget that's actually going to come out and be on TV one day. You're like, oh shoot, I said that, I did that, and it's on TV. So it's a little weird for a minute.
How is this season different for you? I mean, I watched it. I loved it. It's not just lip service. I was just telling Netflix before you came on. This show is so good. But how is this season different for you?
This season was different for me just because I think that Netflix really showed me coming into my own, in season one, I definitely struggled with, I was very new to OC. Like I had just moved here and now I've been here for like 2.5 years. So you see me a little more comfortable, see me getting some deals, and just like really stepping into my authenticity this season. And I think that's what's different than season one. It was just very much like I didn't watch reality TV. I didn't know what I was getting into. And I was just kind of like a deer in headlights most of season one.
Wow. And you never watched any reality TV before
Not
this?
really. Like little, like little glimpses and little things like that. But I was never like a big reality show like fan.
Wow. Well, we did see you, dealing with the loss of your mom this year. I mean, which is so hard to deal with. I mean, now you're doing it on such a natural, on such a national platform. Like, how was that? And like, did you ever feel, like maybe taking a step away from the show or like that's a pretty personal thing to share?
Yes. So there were moments where I legitimately had to look over the contract and say, like, if I walked away from the show right now, would there be any like ramifications? Because like it is a lot. It's a lot, but I powered through it. And then when I saw season two, I was like so grateful that I powered through it because they told my story, you know what I mean? And they showed my background. They showed me paying tribute to my mom and it was all worth it, you know what I mean? But sometimes you get so like convoluted in the drama and stuff that like going through that emotional experience and having drama with like your castmates and stuff is like it's a lot.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you're dealing with this now, you're dealing with it on such a national platform like Netflix, and there's a lot of office drama we have here.
Right, right.
You were very vocal, speaking of drama at the beginning of the season, about Tyler and, Alex Hall, that you were just not a fan of this relationship. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, honestly, I was at a crossroads, right? Because the topic came up at that lunch and I was at a crossroads. Okay, mind my business and not say what my true thoughts are on this conversation. Sometimes with production, you have to speak now or forever hold your peace. And I knew that this was just something in my heart that I didn't really love and I didn't back. And since the topic came up, I did feel comfortable enough to voice that, at that lunch with Polly and Lauren, which was a very hard situation to be in, because the scene was set up where Alex Hall was not there. So I was like, okay, you know what I mean? This can look bad. I got that. But then I also was like, I got to be authentic and true to how I really feel. And I just like at the time, things were going on that you guys didn't know about, such as the divorce it was said, Tyler says that it's not like accurate, but the divorce was announced the day that they were in Dubai together for some like influencing trip. And I just thought that that was like kind of like tacky on their behalf. So just being friends with them, I didn't like it because now we have these negative conversations that are happening amongst sellers, amongst other people, because now it's being like publicized.
And you said that your seller or buyer like actually came to you and said, like, this
Oh
is,
yeah, he called me.
what's going on.
He called
Wow.
me because it was being like and talked about in the press and stuff like that. And yes, he did watch season one and he knew about what was going on. So, and I had his house listed. So at the time, I'm thinking he's calling me about like, let's lower the price or like, how about I change the floors? And like, he's on the phone ranting about this for like 20, 30 minutes. And I'm like, this is a red flag to me because if it's now reaching, you know what I mean? Then like we can control some of these conversations. That's all I was trying to say. Like, let's kind of control this narrative and kind of like move a little more discreetly if we're gonna do that.
Right. It's affecting your real business that is now taking time out of your day.
Right, right.
Did your speaking up, have everything to do with like, or some, mostly to do with like Tyler's divorce and like the timing, or was it just also like simply like, hey, office romances, they never usually end so well?
Office romances are not typically something that I would even speak out about. I think it was just this particular situation. And it was also having to do with me being friends with Alex Hall at the time. And I think what people don't realize is like what you don't speak about on reality TV almost basically makes you compliant with it. And that's what people don't realize. Like, well, you never said anything. Well, you were doing this scene and this scene. And like, if you don't say anything, production doesn't know that you don't feel away. You know what I mean? And they just like schedule your scenes around this person. Meanwhile, you're like, I don't even like what this person's doing. You know what I mean? So it's like that situation particularly made me speak out. But typically when people are having office romances, like I don't really care. I just think I felt like it was kind of like my duty also to let her know, like, I just feel like this looks bad for you. You know what I mean? And that's all I was always coming from a place of love, even though it doesn't look like that on the show. It looks like I'm coming off judgmental, but I wasn't, and I was really coming from a place of, I just don't think it's a good look for you, you know.
See, this does make you a good reality TV star because you're supposed to be honest and wear your emotions on your sleeve. And see, you're doing a good job, even though you've never watched reality TV before. Do you think like you kind of took the brunt of that? Because surely you can't be the only one in the office that has a problem with Hall and Tyler.
That's the thing I didn't understand also, because like obviously we're all on a reality show. We all have opinions about each other. We all like this is why they chose us to be on the reality show, because we are strong personalities, opinionated people. So I didn't understand like why my opinion was such a big deal to be like questioned about. You know what I mean? But like I just thought at the time that we were going to be able to agree to disagree and like move past it, but that's not what happened, you know?
Do you think like because as a viewer, it does seem like there are truly cliques in this office. It seems like, Austin and Tyler and Hall and Polly, like they could do no wrong in each other's eyes.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know if they realize that, but that's how it feels.
That's how it feels as a viewer as well.
Yeah.
Do you, watching season one, just, having watched so many reality shows, when I watched season one and I had the pleasure of sitting down with Jarvis last season, I said to myself as I watched season one, like, Jarvis better duck because the fans are not going to be happy. She's going to come across as a total mean girl. But then season one came out and it wasn't really how I predicted. A lot of people were the opposite. This season, it kind of was even more in favor of Jarvis. Like people are kind of hailing her as like, you're great. And people are really coming for Hall and Polly. Like, does that shock you? Because it shocked me from just a viewer's point of view that it's so slanted in one way, so to speak.
No, the thing about it is like season one, I didn't know Jarvis that well. And that's why you guys got such a great season one, is that we were all really new to this office. We didn't know each other. There's so many other factors that play into like just liking each other.